Well, last night I did come back to the model table, but I didn't video anything. And what I did was I painted the number 22 on the sides of the funnels where it needed it. And this morning I did the number 77 on the vent pipes. And I think we are done with the painting and putting parts on the funnels. Now I've been trying to decide what are we going to do here. Are we going to put these pieces on, or are we going to leave them till last? There's pros and cons both ways. The idea of waiting until the end is there's less chance of bending our little spiders, which are way over here. Sorry about my reach. Yeah. Now I'm thinking that maybe what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the rest of the funnel together today and get it over with. I think that if we put these funnels in a safe place, we should be able to keep from busting stuff until we actually need them. At least that's my hope. I don't see why not. We, as one of the viewers mentioned, we did all right with the Bismarck. So I think that I'm going to just go ahead now and do that today, and then we can turn the page. In fact, once we get this together, there's going to be there's going to be nothing left on step 56 and 57. We'll be able to flip the page. So let's work at that. Let's see what we can do here today. As you can see, it's not a very nice day out there. It's been drizzling off and on, but you don't want to know about the weather here in Winnipeg today. You got your own problems, right? Anyway, we've got this done now. Okay, let's do the smaller of the two first. And I do believe that, first of all, I believe I'm going to be very careful not to break this when I try to put it inside there. Okay, it goes down onto what you might call a little ledge. And so that's as far down as it has to go. Now, we will move in a little bit here, but what I was about to say is that before we glue the cap on, okay, is this the small one? Anyway, before we glue the cap on, I think that what we should try to do is mount our spider on the cap first, and then glue the cap and everything on as one assembly. At least that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Maybe I'll change my mind here. Anyway, let's reposition and get moved in so you can see me bust stuff up. Now, a moment ago, I picked this up with the tweezers, and when I released the tweezers, it sort of caught on the two outside spider legs. Now, it didn't do any damage, but it could have bent them. So I have to be careful when I'm letting go, not just let it spread apart like this when it's down in here. Now, what are we going to use to glue the contact points? And I don't think they all have to be glued. Maybe just like this one, this one, this one, and this one over here. I don't think they all need to be glued. I also think maybe we should reposition them here a little bit, get them up in the air a little bit so it's a little easier to work at. Okay, I've overridden my exposure here by a whole f-stop because the white from that wood made the spider and everything look black when it's actually not completely black, is it? Anyway, yeah, I think this is probably going to work out all right. I just got to remember to reset my camera, or I'll be wondering, as I have in the past sometimes, why are all my shots so terribly washed out? Well, sometimes it's because I forget to reset the camera. Yeah. Okay. I think that's going to be all right. It's positioned about right. You know, I can't remember what Steve in the model shed used to fasten his down. I don't know if he used CA glue or something else. And it could be here that the best way to do it might be maybe just do one. Don't try and do all four at the same time. Just do one and try and, you know, maybe put a little bit of on the end of one of these parts, and then very, very carefully just worry about getting that one in the right spot, and then later go at it with the CA applicator needle thing that I made up. I'm thinking out loud again. I'll put the macro lens on. Okay, here is the latest thinking on this. Now, it's very difficult to get this on exactly right the first time. You sort of can. That's pretty much it. Okay, now, who says we have to fasten it on in 4 places? Why not fasten it on right there and also right there? That way, any being viewed from the side, you're not going to be able to see any mess that I made by, you know, getting globs of glue on between the plastic and the photo etch. I think that's probably the way I'm going to go. Okay, here's the plan. As near as I can tell, I've got this in the right position on the plastic ring. Now, what I'm afraid is going to happen is that when I come and try to apply a tiny little bit of glue on one of these little legs that goes down to the plastic ring, I'm going to accidentally move it. So I'm thinking that possibly, now I haven't tried this yet, so this might not work. This might turn out to be a disaster. But I think I should be able to just very, very carefully here. Let's see, move it back just a little bit. Oops. Just drag it up, and if I can drop our holder down there right on the center. Like that. Okay, now when I come in, if I accidentally bump the spider, it's not going to fall off of there. At least that's the plan. Looks good to me. Okay, let's get the macro lens back on. Okay, I've double checked to make sure that I did in fact push record, because I only get one shot at this. Well, I guess 2. There is 2 of these. Alright, now steady myself here. Oh, I got some on the. Oh, I got some on this on the. Let's see if I can rub that off. Maybe if I come in from this side here. Probably blocking your vision now. There. Okay. This is CA medium. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay, that should make a fairly good connection, even though it is a little bit globbed on. I can paint over the, the glint. Okay, let's let that cure. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think I've got everything adjusted just right. Checking in the monitor anyway. Okay, now I had been thinking that I should maybe swing this all around so I could do the other side, but looking at it now, I realize that I should be able to get at it just leaving it the way it is. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Okay, now very, very carefully here. Okay. Now, my gut reaction is, put more on there, but that's, then afterwards when I'm editing it out, I realize I didn't need to put more on there. There's plenty on there, so I'm going to let's check the monitor here. I would think that's okay. Now you remember that new surveillance system that I got, and I told you I would tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly about it, and or something to that effect. Well, I like the system, but one of the things that I don't like about it, there we go, is that it's noisy, and right now it's sitting in the computer room where I do all my editing and stuff like that. And I got to get it out of there because the cooling fan is so noisy. Well, it's a lot noisier than my computer, let's put it that way. And it's noisier than it should be. It doesn't need to be as noisy as it is, but it is. So you got to live with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it, but in order to move it, I got to make a bracket or something, or a shelf out in the hallway. And that means I'm going to have to get at it and get it done. And so I'm going to be maybe having some short episodes in the model ship, like today. It's not going to be a 20-25 minute episode. We're going to have to call her quits for the day. Yeah, so I got to get myself down in the workshop, and no, I will not be videoing it. I'm just going to do it and get it done. So in the meantime, thanks for watching, everybody here. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, I might go at this evening, this evening. And if I do, well, then I'll video it. But it's going to be basically the second one, which I think is the larger of the two. And I'll be doing it much the same way, so maybe I won't video it. I mean, why bother? It's just going to be a duplication, right? So, once again, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.